afternoon, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank you to the IBMAR for organizing this great event, and it's a great opportunity to explain what Tamimi has been doing since the last 1 year in developing more of a MMC. We have named it Revolutionizing Saudi Arabia Construction and Harnessing MMC. There is a reason behind it. My fellow speakers, as they explained, we have to do a good urbanization. We are going towards a zero carbon footprint. We are going towards green buildings. And the best way to do it through MMC. I will explain it in the next slides how we are going to achieve it. Actually, not how we are going to achieve it, how we have achieved it from the last 5 years with doing the project with the PIF, like the companies like NEOM, Amala, Red Sea, and now in Qiddiya. So before I jump into my slides and explain that what is MMC, there are 3 keynotes I would like you to give that what is coming next. And these are the keynotes takeaway, and this is a great platform to tell all the industry leaders that how we can achieve our vision 2030 and beyond within the timeline we have. For example, we have coming up the Expo 2030, we have FIFA coming up, and can we achieve it? Yes, we can achieve it, and how we can achieve it? That not with the traditional methods, but the things with the MMC. So let's jump. First thing, I will tell you what is MMC. MMC is the modern method of construction. There are a lot of modern method of construction which are going into the industry, and it is from since the start, because we human, when there is a need of a time, we are living in a time where everything is a fast track. We have to deliver everything in the time, and to meet the vision 2030 from the visionaries that only Saudi Arabia, that we can do it. There is no other method than the MMC. Now, what is MMC? MMC has been evolving since the start. First MMC which was introduced to the humans was the precast actually. In the 20th century, in 1920s when the mass production started. That was an innovation that we can do the buildings rightly, correctly, and in a fast-paced method. Then came that the concrete, it's a heavy structure and everything. Then came a new SBIS buildings. SBIS buildings mean the standardized, industrialized buildings that we need to do it through the PEB structures, which is in our name actually as well, that we need to do with the PEB. But later, some intelligent people came that there is a urbanization going on. We do not have a time, we do not have a space to bring the big trucks like concrete and for the steel. So how about we break the buildings in a Lego and we bring it to the site? And this is where the modular construction came from. The basic of modular construction is that you design it and you construct it off-site, not on the site, and you just bring the whole ready modules to be installed on the site in such a fast way that nothing can meet it. So this is a MMC. And then later on with the MMC and the prefab housing. Prefab housing, there came a need that yes, everybody was doing like 30 stories, 40 stories, 20 stories. But there came a recession, the housing, that how can we achieve a correct housing, fast-paced housing? And then the prefab housing was invented, and it is a G+1. The basic difference between the prefab housing and the modular construction is that it's in the basic of its structure actually. That the life for prefab, useful life is for 30 years, and for the MMC, it's for the 60 years. And there are the buildings which has been certified from the companies like Bupas and others. Now, said that what is MMC and why Tamimi introduced it in the Saudi Arabia. We were the first one when the Vision 2030 started and the NEOM started. There was a need of speed accommodation prefab housing that the people can accommodate. 20,000 people needed to accommodate within 9 months. And there was no way anybody could do it with the traditional method. So NEOM came to us and discussed with us that, can you deliver it? And we told them, yes, we can deliver it. Tamimi can deliver it with the prefab housing system. And at the moment, we have delivered almost 60,000 of beds in NEOM for prefab, and there are more coming up. What do I mean by 60,000 beds? If you compare it with the 3-star and 4-star hotels, these are almost 25 to 28,000 keys for the bedrooms. So this was delivered within a 3-year time period, which no way our traditional methods can do it. And later on, we were the first one contacted by Amala that they need a 15,000 prefab housing. And it's just not the housing for the workers and the people who are working there. Actually, the Amala directors are living there and using it as a proper facility. And then the Qiddiya started, and Qiddiya, we have almost 40,000 prefab beds there. And from the 40,000, it means we have almost 16,000 keys of the room. And it is not just the rooms, actually. You have to develop a proper infrastructure for it. As we know that the NEOM and Amala, Red Sea, and the Qiddiya, they don't have the infrastructure. And these rooms were delivered via prefab technology, which only in Saudi Arabia had that time with the Tamimi PEB. They delivered it, and the people are living there. Now, what is next? Actually, this is the question we asked ourselves, that we are doing these, but the issue, there is one issue with these, because these are G+1 buildings, and you need a land of almost 400,000 to construct a 20,000 beds. So how to implement it for the Vision 2030, and for the Expo 2030 and for the FIFA 2034. So we came up with the modular construction. How about we bring all of the buildings together? Everybody has seen the NEOM video where they are bringing the houses together and constructing it in a one line, in a high rise. So we brought this technology and we constructed it, our first G+5 building with a modular technology in the Saudi Arabia, and there is no company, no one here in Saudi Arabia who can done it. And for that purpose, even that building is right now listed with the BOPAS for a certification of the life and the design as well. I will show you, there is one picture here. Actually, this is a very interesting picture on the right side. There is one building, smaller building, G+1, that is a prefab housing, which we have been doing up till the moment. And at the back of this building, there is a G+5 building. This is a completely modular building. This building is designed, constructed, and open within 24 weeks. There are 36 apartments in it, and I will explain it on the next slides with the comparison with the traditional way. Now, why there is a need for MMC, and why the Tamimi thought that we should go into the MMC when everybody is doing the proper traditional way, the concrete buildings, actually. There is one thing we asked ourselves back in 2018, that the Vision 2030 is coming up. Can we deliver it, the accommodation needs? Is it possible that there are thousands of companies doing the construction? What will differentiate the Tamimi from the other companies who are building it traditionally, the accommodation and everything? So we started from the prefab, and now we are at the MMC. And why there was need for that, actually? When you are constructing, let's just say, I gave you an example, a 20-story building for a hotel, 4-star hotel or a 5-star hotel. What you will do, there are the processes, 6 processes we are usually doing. We initiate it, we plan it, we design it, we execute it, monitor it, and everything. But where is the problem in it? You need at least 1 year just to design it, and then it will go for approvals, and then you need to execute it and monitor it on the site. But where we are living here in Riyadh, everybody knows the logistics here. We have a traffic problem. How can you deliver, for example, if we have to deliver the Al Olaya tower in Al Olaya, can you deliver it within a year? A 5-star hotel of a 20-story? No, because we don't have a transportation. And the problem here is the labor dependency. Time is always running on because time delays are there. The reason is the traffic and the other factors. So how to overcome all of this? This is a linear method. We cannot deliver with this linear method within the time period we have, the Vision 2030 and the beyond. So how to do it? The MMC. Let's break down the buildings into the Legos and construct them on off-site and bring them on the site when there is a ready. For example, if you have to pour a 1 slab of this hall, you need at least 4 or 5 trucks there just to pour only a slab for this. What if you are bringing the whole of this building in a 4 segment and just placing it here as is, and just connecting it and you are done? So this is a MMC. With the MMC, you receive speed. You have the cost effectiveness. How cost effectiveness? Because you are doing all the works in the factory, a controlled environment. And here in Saudi Arabia, in the summers, there is a this is a good thing actually, that there is a break from 12 to 3. But when you are doing offset, you can do it inside. You have a shed and everything. So nothing is stopping it. You can design your modules, volumetric modules, in such a way that there is a minimal wastage from it. You do not have a labor dependency that much you have for a normal traditional concrete building. And the quality control, we have implemented our AI software for a quality control. For example, you make a 1 module, you insert all the data in it, and the next time the module is being produced, it checks it with the camera, and if something is missing and it is not matching with the prototype, it tells you there is a fault in it. So there is a 95% quality control there. And now, as I told in earlier, that why MMC? We cannot do the things in a normal way. Concrete is the biggest carbon producing item we have at the moment. The 1 kg of the concrete produces almost 0.9 gram of the carbon, and it has the biggest footprint. So through the MMC, you have the best way environmental protection. How? These are the numbers we actually calculated for our Amala project, and right now we are calculating for our Qiddiya project. We have lead consultants on board to calculate it. So with the MMC, as I told you, you have to, in the traditional way, you have to bring all the materials by yourself, everything on the site. But in the volumetric, in the MMC, you are bringing a single module. So you have 56% fewer vehicle movement on it. Just imagine, in a city like Riyadh, you have 56% less vehicle. How fast this can be? You have 35% less manufacturing waste, because we design our modules in such a way that the material maximum sizes can be utilized. For example, the beams come in a 12 meter. You need to use it as a 12 meter instead of wasting the 1 meter or 2 meter there. So we design the buildings accordingly. There is a 25% less carbon emission from the buildings because it's not concrete there. And these numbers, actually, we run the simulation for these. 30-hour buildings are 38% energy efficient from the ASHRAE baseline. These were done by the consultants in Dubai, who are the main consultant for Amala project, actually. And they were doing the LEED certification for us, and they calculated it. And major, there is one missing. And our buildings are almost 58% water less consumption. They uses the 56%, and there is an engineering behind it, and there is a 25% less operation emission, because the materials we use, and we are a company who does the FM as well, who does the construction as well, who does the design as well. We bring all the parties together on our stage, and they design it in such a way, and we decide all the materials that when you are doing the production and the operation, you must have less emissions, and it should be environmental protection. That is our responsibility nowadays. And this is a building which I was talking about. In the start, I showed you there was one small building in it. That was a prefab housing, and this is a building. This we started in this year as we were speaking that how to do the housing in a city like Riyadh, in Jeddah. We cannot expand it on the land. We have a limited land. We have a limited vehicular movement. So we done this building. We started this building actually on the 1st April, and on the 18th September, it was opened. It is a G plus 5-story building with 36 studio and one bedroom apartment. It has 2 lifts, 2 stairs, and this is a comparison actually we did for our, if we were constructing it the traditional method, the concrete method, doing the initiation phase and all those 6 cycles, or we are doing it by bringing everybody, the designer, the planner, the execution team, at the start of the project, that this is what we are going to do. Design is going on, execution is going on, and the procurement is going on. And with this, you get it. We done it in 24 weeks, and if we were doing it with the concrete, we needed 54 weeks. What does that mean? If I am renting out this building, there are 36 apartments, and the rent is for like 60,000 per year, I am earning 2 million extra from it, other than the overheads and everything. And you can design it the way you want it. You just break it into Legos, you can bring it on the site, and it's the speed. And always it gives you a 50% less time for the construction. And this building is located in our Jubail facility, and we would like to welcome everybody who want to see it, who want to feel it. And okay, this is interesting. Tunnel formwork. We introduces this in the Ministry of Housing Projects. We proposed MMC, and the Ministry of Housing said, because this is because it is not easy to leave your tradition, the normal ways, and to do it, that we need the concrete buildings there. And we, Tamimi PB, don't believe that we cannot do the slowest way possible, which is a traditional way. So we brought the tunnel formwork to the KSA. How does the tunnel formwork work? It is similar to the MMC and the modular construction. Actually, you bring the modules for the formwork, and these are usable on the floors. For example, you are pouring this hall. You will do this wall, and that wall, and this one. But what if you have one module, cut it in the 4, you pour the roof and these walls together, then the next one, and then the next one. This is how tunnel formwork works. It's reusable, and it works in a modular way. You bring steel cages as a modular, and then you bring the pods, the toilet pods, and you bring all the mechanical works as a modular as well. You install, you create a concrete building, you gray structure with this, and if you will see it there, this is the wall and the roof. You pour it all together. It gives you a benefit for reinforcement, proper reinforcement. You have a better seismic control over it, and then the quality is so good that you don't need a plaster over it, actually. Because the formwork, we are using the marine wood and all that stuff that you remove it, then you do the plaster and everything to just get the finish. But here, no way. And it is definitely less labor, reduced mobilization, because it is a modular way to do it. And you can construct as much as story with it. And again, this is the same thing to do it, that you cannot do it the linear way. You need to bring the designer, you need to bring the execution team and everyone on the table and start it and start executing it. This is our way of doing it, not the traditional way. You want a building, you want, like I said, NEOM needed a 20,000 beds, the 26,000 keys, 16,000 keys in 9 months. Tamimi delivered it. And this is the way to go, not the traditional way. And these are the things we are doing at the Tamimi. We have a market leadership. How we have a market leadership? We have delivered up till more than 100,000 beds to all the PIF companies. And those are not just the simple. Those are built more than IFC, almost double the standard of IFC. We have a market leadership in the modular construction, volumetric modular construction as well, because we brought the technology. Now that technology is certified and we can construct it everywhere. We are doing the global partnerships with the people and bringing them here for the MMC, that how we can comply with the Vision 2030 and beyond. And I explain it that our innovative projects has pushed the boundaries of traditional construction, setting new ways to do it, because we do not have a time. We are on the fast track. If we want to meet our Expo 2030 and the FIFA and the next, there is no way that you can do it with the traditional way. You have to break the linear structure. You need to bring everybody on the table. You have to do all the design, procurement, everything in the parallel. There is no other way to meet those. And we are driving the transformation. As I told you, we are the first one to bring the volumetric construction here. And this is a building that G+5 we showed you. We will show you that if there are always questions, because it's a tradition in that the building should be concrete if we are living in it. It's an apartment, it should be the concrete, hard feeling. But let me show you that the building we have constructed through the MMC, there is not a single difference. And you can come there and you can feel it. Just think about it that 24 weeks, you have to construct the 36 apartments, 2 stairs and 2 lifts. Construct it, design it, construct it, get it approved and operate it. So this is the building we are talking about. And if you have questions, you can ask me about the MMC or yes. Yes, can you give him the mic, please?
Gentlemen, do you have a question?
Thank you. Hello, my name is Tariq Annam from Redco Construction and Engineering. Very nicely presented. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's definitely ahead of the local traditional construction. From what I understood from the presentation, most of the projects were done for the official projects in NEOM or other locations or Al-Qiddiya. My question is related to the local Saudi everyday housing, which is basically consists of 2 types of units: an apartment or a villa, a small villa, about a 250 square meter villa land. Now, both are cost sensitive.
Yes.
Now, if a local person comes to you with a plan for a house and he asks you to bid it, would you be competitive with the local construction in the traditional way, as you said, price-wise?
Yes, we have actually constructed for the Ministry of Housing, and those villas were sold actually in Al-Hasa. They are in Al-Hasa and Khafji. We have constructed more than 350 villas, the 2-bedroom villas. And the second thing, we have constructed one compound with our prefab technology in Khubar, that is a Ghisla compound next to the Al Khubar US consulate. And similarly, if, yes, you were asking for the NEOM, actually, we have constructed one there, a professional village, a compound as well, and for the people, they are renting there.
I'm not asking about NEOM, I'm
from
asking
the
about
cost,
the traditional.
Yes, traditional, as I explained you, that in Al-Hasa and Khafji, yes, we have constructed it for the Ministry of Housing, and they sold it to the local guys. So we were competitive. That's why we got the project, and similarly we have...
But that's not my question. My question is for an individual villa, for a private builder.
Yes.
This is the driver of the economy.
Yes, we are competitive.
Okay.
We are very
now,
competitive. Yeah.
Would you accept somebody comes to you with a plan of a house and you bid a single home?
Yes.
Okay.
We can do it.
Not a compound. Not everybody builds a compound.
Yes. Not everybody build a compound, but actually the way our business works, we go for the big fish, but definitely we can...
It's normal to go for the big fish, but when the big fish
we
finishes...
can construct for the people as well, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we will be, inshallah, contacting you
Definitely.
for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else?
Are there any more audience questions? Yes.
Thank you for the comprehensive presentation. I'm Mohiba Waidat, the Director of Environment and Sustainability, UNIMAC. Could you please elaborate on the risk in living, like as a citizen? How can people trust living in such a building?
Okay, this is a nice question. Actually, we did not put it there. There is a traditional thinking. We are that if it's not a concrete, it's not safe. If it's not a block work, it's not safe actually. But as I explained in there, that our G+ building, we have went for a BOPAS accreditation. That is the UK biggest accreditation for a safety of a structure and for the building. That is under process at the moment. And those buildings are designed on the safest SBC codes. There are codes available for the prefab housing and for the MMC as well. And we have a certification. Even, let me tell you that Amala project hour, because not in NEOM, in Amala, we have a certificate NOC from MOMRA for the safety of the people that the residents can accommodate it. Similarly, for the Kiddiya, we have from the Baldiya certificate. And Baldiya does not give you until it has been certified from the different consultants, their approved consultants. And for the prefab housing, as I explained, their useful life is 30 years and more if it is maintained properly. And for the volumetric modular construction, the certificate we are going for is a 60 years life, useful life.
Thank you.
Yeah.